Good morning, everyone. This is Chelsea Jones with Illinois WorkNet, and thank you for joining us for our Service Finder Updates webinar this morning. Our Illinois WorkNet team has been working the past month or so on some updates to the Illinois WorkNet Service Finder, and so we wanted to provide a webinar to you, our Illinois WorkNet partners, to just give you a demonstration on the updates that we have made, just so that you're aware of what's been done, and also to show you how you can update your location within Illinois WorkNet for the new services that we have, so you can make sure that the users on Illinois WorkNet are seeing all the services that you provide, because we've actually added quite a few new services that you can identify that you offer to the end user. So I'm not going to go through my PowerPoint today. I'm actually going to just do a live demonstration of the site. But I do have the PowerPoint and a couple of other files available for download in the bottom left corner of the screen. So if you see that little files pod below our chat, you can download all of the files at once by using the little drop down in the upper right hand corner of that pod. It'll say download all, and it's going to take you to your web browser. You can download it as a zip file, or you can download them one at a time if you click on the title and click download files. So that has the PowerPoint, that has an overview of all the updates we've made, as well as a couple of instructional materials on how to use the management side of the Illinois WorkNet Service Finder. And I see most of you have already started using the chat pod. So on the left side of the screen, we do have a chat pod. If you have any questions throughout the presentation, please feel free to go ahead and type those in there, and I'll go ahead and address those as we go through. And then right in the middle, I have my presentation, and I'm going to pull over my screen share. So today what we're going to go over are the updates to the look and feel of the Service Finder on the public side, so what the customer sees when they go to Illinois WorkNet and they search for a location, that's when they need to find somewhere to go in person. The new service categories and subcategories, so all the services that you can identify that you provide, we've added new ones of those, so I'm going to show you those, and then the new audience options, so we've added new audiences that you can identify that you serve. And I just want to recover using the widget, because if you're not aware, Illinois WorkNet has widgets on our website that you can put on your website. And so I just want to show you how to use that and make sure that everyone is aware of that. So what I'm going to do is pull over my screen share now and make it bigger so you can see it. And now what everyone should be seeing right now is the Illinois WorkNet homepage. And so if you can see that, go ahead and type in the chat pod. Just a couple people just say yes, just to make sure that you can see what I'm seeing. Okay, great, thank you. So I'm going to go ahead and navigate to Illinois WorkNet Service Finder. So this is how, if a customer came to Illinois WorkNet and they need to find a place to go in person, this is where they would go. So if we open up our menu, they're going to open up Network and Connect, and it's the second one right here, Illinois WorkNet Service Finder. Now if the person didn't know to open up the menu and go here, you'll see we have this little area on the right here on the home page, right at the top, that has our guidance scenarios. So find the right job, find training, find employer resources. There is a person right here called Find Services and Locations. So if you click on this little person, it's going to open a page with tips, tools, and resources, and it's also going to be linked right here at this first one, the Illinois WorkNet Service Finder. So the customer has multiple different ways of accessing the Service Finder. So if they don't know to click on the menu and click Network and Connect and get to it right there, it's always going to be accessible in one of these first people right here on the front, and this one says Find Services and Locations. So I clicked on that. And again, it's this first one right here. So if I click on that, it's going to take me directly to the Illinois WorkNet Service Finder. So if you were familiar with how it looked before, you'll notice that it's different. And if you don't remember what it looked like before, I'm going to go over a little bit of what's changed. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit. What we decided to change about this is we wanted to go with a more, what I'm going to say, Google-like feel. So you all are familiar with Google. Everyone uses Google or Yahoo or Bing, any of the search sites. And what you do when you go to Google is you just type in exactly what you're looking for. Maybe you're looking for a hotel in Chicago, or you're looking for Best Buy, or anything you're looking for. You just go to your search bar and you type it in. So we thought that that was a really good way to try and use something universal that everyone is familiar with. Because before we had you put in a city or a zip code and pick something else, and then you click search. And so we thought using something that most people are familiar with using, like a search bar, would be very helpful because, again, it's very familiar to the user. And so I'm located in Springfield, Illinois, for anyone on the call who doesn't know where I'm at. I work in Springfield, so if I am a customer and I'm looking for a location in Springfield, all I have to do is type in Springfield into the search bar. I can click enter on my keyboard, or I can click search, and it's going to bring up all the locations in Springfield, Illinois. And so I didn't have to type Illinois because it's going to default to Illinois because this is Illinois WorkNet. We are Illinois-based services, of course. And it says there are 39 locations in Illinois, or in Springfield, sorry, not Illinois. And the first one that's always going to come up are any of the comprehensive Illinois WorkNet centers. So in Springfield, there is one comprehensive Illinois WorkNet center, and it's at 1300 South 9th Street. And then below that are going to be all the other office locations near me. And what it does is if I just put in Springfield, it takes and goes to the city center and goes outwards. And so it goes by location. So the Salvation Army, Land of Lincoln, the Springfield Urban League, Sangamon County Community Resources, DCFS. So you can see we have a wide variety of locations that are available to help someone in Springfield, Illinois. Now, we also updated the look and feel of the results. We wanted to make it more visually appealing for our end user and also provide more helpful, a more helpful view. So you can see we've added a Google map. So if you click on the Google map, it will take you directly to Google, and you can get directions on how to get to this location. And of course, this is mobile friendly. So if you're on your mobile device and you click on that, it's going to open in whatever app you use on your phone, whatever one you use the most. It's going to open there, and it can take you directly to that location right away. Or you can click on the address on your phone. That's going to be clickable. You can see it has this little icon here. So you have multiple ways of accessing that map and getting directions right to that place that you want to go to. We also have the phone. If you're on a mobile phone, you can see that the phone is going to be clickable. So if I want to call this Primed for Life, or I want to call any of these locations, you can click the phone number, and it's going to work just like it would any other way on your mobile phone. It's going to say, are you sure you want to call this number? And you click yes, and you're going to be able to call it right away. And we also updated our hours of operation. So you can see for the hours, it says open today, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Today is Thursday. If I want to see, maybe I'm not going to go there today, I'm going to go there tomorrow, I can just click open hours of operation, and now I'm going to see Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then I can close it again. So this is open and closable, so you can see the different hours, but it defaults to whatever day you are looking at. And you can, of course, visit the website for any location that has a website. The website field is not required, so if the location doesn't have a website, it won't be listed here. And then below that, you're going to see all of the services that a location provides and the audiences they serve. So IDS in Springfield serves laid-off workers, mature workers, reentry, veterans, and youth ages 14 to 25. For example, Abundant Faith Christian Center serves homeless individuals and individuals with a disability. So you can see if someone is looking for something very specific, they're going to get all that information right up front. And then you can also click on the services. So Abundant Faith Christian Center provides transitional housing and affordable housing. So these are the updates we've made. We're trying to make it more accessible and easy to see what the location offers to the customer so they don't have to be clicking around everywhere trying to find out what they can find and access at these locations. And we've also added the logo, so if you do have a logo for your location, you can upload that. That's going to be showing on the front end. That's just an identifier for you so people can easily see that when they come to the page. And also your social media. So if you have Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, any of those you can link to, and they're going to show here. You can click on it and it's going to go directly to that Facebook or Twitter or any of your social media pages that you add to your location. And you also have the ability to print all of these locations or one at a time. And I'm going to get into that a little more when I talk about the directory. But I want to cover the filters before I go into that detail. So if I scroll back up to the top, and maybe I'm in Springfield, but I know I need help with something very specific. Maybe I'm homeless, or maybe I'm a veteran, or I have a very specific need, and I don't want to scroll through all 39 of these locations to find a location that can help me with that one thing. You can open up the filters, and you can narrow down your search options. So you can, if you want to, you can search by city or zip code, county or LWIA still. We didn't want to take that option away. So if you open up the filters, you still have those options. They're right there. But we also have the filters on if you want to filter by audience. So if you're a homeless individual, or maybe a mature worker, or you're looking for LGBTQ services, or you're a veteran or a youth, you can select any of these and you'll find all of the locations that identify that they serve this audience specifically. You can also do the same with any of these services. And so here's where you're going to see all of the new services that Illinois WorkNet has implemented on this update. So what I did was opened up services for individuals and businesses. And all of these that have this little arrow pointing down means that it's clickable so you can open it. So maybe you need help with child care or disability services, you have an emergency need or a housing need. If you click any of these open, you can filter on this service. So if you need help with money management, or if you have an emergency need for food or transportation, or you have a need for a child care referral or coverage of child care costs, you can select any of these filters to use to narrow down your search results. So I'm going to close these back up. So I'm just going to scroll down this list so you can see all of the options we have. So we have child care, disability services, education and training, emergency needs / crisis, financial literacy, food and nutrition, housing, job and career readiness services, layoff assistance, medical care, mentoring, recreation, referral and assistance, technology available, translation services, transportation, unemployment services, workshops and seminars, and then these bottom three are the business-specific ones: training services, resources, and recruitment services. So if your location provides employer-specific services, you can identify those as well. So if the customer is looking for any of these services, maybe a lot of common one is I'm looking for a computer because I need to do a job search. They can select computer. I already have Springfield, so I'm going to click search again. And so what it's going to do, now I've narrowed down to 12 locations. So there are 12 locations in Springfield that offer a computer that I can go in and access. And so what I can do is go through this list and call any of these locations or go to it in person and use a computer. So that's really helpful for the end user, and they can do the same with any of those other services on the list. And again, like I said before, they have the ability to print this information. So maybe I want to print the Illinois WorkNet Center Springfield information because I want to go there later and I don't want to lose this information. You can click this print icon and it's going to open up, oh, got an error there, sorry about that. Well, what it's going to do, we'll have to talk to our technical guy about that because, like I said, we've been making updates. What that would normally do is show you a print view of this information right here, and you'd be able to print that information for just this one center. Instead of all of these 12 locations, you'd be able to print just this one location. You can also bookmark it. So if you have an Illinois WorkNet account and you're logged in, you can see I'm logged in with my email, cjones@siu.edu. You're going to get this option to bookmark it. So maybe they don't want to print it because they don't have a printer or they're afraid they're going to lose the piece of paper, but they do have an account and they're logged in. They can click bookmark this, and anytime they log into their Illinois WorkNet account and they scroll up to their My Dashboard, they can access their bookmarks at any time, and they're going to be able to access that information at any time. You can also do a directory. So this is also a new feature that we've added, and it allows you to print up to as much as you want to print. So I clicked on it, and you can see that it now says Illinois WorkNet Service Finder Directory. Now what this provides you is the ability to provide a customer listing of locations or keep a listing of locations available in your office. So with this, you can print by city or zip code, county or LWIA, whatever you prefer, and you can export it to PDF. So you can see right next to the search button, we have export to PDF. So this gives you the ability to print off a listing of locations to give to your customer or put in your office instead of having to print it on a one-by-one basis. So maybe if you're located in Springfield or Lincoln or Kewanee or Galva, anywhere in Illinois, and you want to maybe print out a listing of locations to keep at your office to give to you people, you can do that now. And so you can either use the search bar, or you can see we have the ability to do city or zip code, county or LWIA. So maybe you want to do an LWIA-wide one. You can select your LWIA and then click search. Now I didn't do any additional filters because I just want to provide all of the locations in my LWIA, for example, because I'm in LWIA 4 and I just want to print this to have in my office. So LWIA 4 has 59 locations. So this view looks a little different than the other one. So the reason it looks different is because we thought that the Google Map and the social media icons weren't necessarily important for printing because people can't access that when they're on a printed piece of paper. I can't click on the social media icon. So we changed it just a little bit to be more helpful for a print version. But what we did add was a QR code. So this little barcode looking thing with each one of these locations is called a QR code. And so what that means is if you have this in your office and someone scans that code, they can scan maybe the NCI Works Ottawa, and they're going to get that detailed view that has the logo, has the Google Maps, has the social media icon. It's going to have all that information that was just on that previous view we just saw, but just for that one location. So each one of these locations has that scannable QR code. So if you scroll down, you'll see each one has that. And so if you want more information about any of these, all of the services they provide, maybe see if they have any social media, you want that Google Map, you just scan that code and it's going to open up on your phone to that one page with that one location information. So once I've done that, I have my LWIA 4. I want to export to PDF. I click that button. And once it does its thinking, you'll get the option you can save it or you can open it. I'm going to click open because I want you to see what it looks like. And you can see it kept that title, Illinois WorkNet Service Finder Directory, and then it's literally just the listing of locations. Nothing extra is on this. And it's just page by page. So this one's 10 pages because it was all the LWIA 4 locations. Maybe you only want to do your city. You're probably going to have a fewer pages, and that'll be more manageable for you. And then you could maybe even filter to something even less. So maybe you want to do your city for homeless individuals. Maybe you'll have 2 pages or 3 pages. So this is customizable for whatever you want to print to provide to your customer or anyone in your office. So if we click back to Illinois WorkNet Service Finder, so if you click on the print directory, you'll see that you get this option, back to Illinois WorkNet Service Finder at the top. That's going to take us right back to the search we were just on. So I just want to make sure you guys saw that. That is right here at the top. This will always be here, the directory. So does anyone have any questions on the search specifically? If not, I want to switch over to the management side, showing you how to update your location and adding the new services to your location. And that's done by clicking this Add or Edit Locations. So if you have any questions on the search functionality here, please put it in the chat, and I'll keep an eye on that. Don't forget the filters here, and then just using this just like Google. Type in what you're looking for, your city or zip code, and you'll get your results. So what I'm going to do is switch over to the management side. So if you need to add your location to Illinois WorkNet Service Finder, or you need to update your location because you're already a partner, you can either click Add or Edit Locations right here on the Illinois WorkNet Service Finder page, or you can click My Dashboard and click on Partner Tools. So that's the two different ways you can access this. So if you already have an Illinois WorkNet partner account and you log in, you're going to see this Partner Tools here. If you don't see that, then you'll do the Add or Edit Locations and then email us at info@illinoisworknet.com. And Lacey, if you could type that email into the chat box for everyone. Because if you have an Illinois WorkNet partner location in here, you should have this Partner Tools button when you log into your account. So I just wanted to point that out. If you don't, when you log in, email us and we can get that figured out for you. So if you click on Partner Tools, you're going to scroll down, and I might have some different options than you guys based on the programs you're involved with, but you scroll down and you'll see Services Locator Administration. Now, what you see here will all depend on what you have access to. For example, your LWIA coordinator and LWIA manager are going to see all the locations in your LWIA. So for example, the LWIA 4 or LWIA 7 manager are going to see all the locations in that LWIA. But if you only have access to your location, you're only a contact on one location. When you log in, you're only going to see that one location. So when I log in, since I'm logged in with this test account I have, I only see these two locations rather than my account at Illinois WorkNet where I see all of the locations in the system. Because I thought that would be a little overwhelming for a demo, I thought it would be easier to do this one. So when you log in and you clicked on the Service Finder, this is what you're going to see. Now if you log in and you don't see anything here, and you should, one of the things you can do is change is active from yes to no, because your site may have been activated if you didn't do your 6-month verification. So that's one thing to test as well. So if you need to update your location, what you'll do is find the location you're looking for and click the Edit button. And then you'll go to the tab that you need to make the edits to. So you'll see across the top, across the top you have all of the different tabs you can access to make edits to. So if you need to add a new contact, you would go to the Contacts tab. If you want to add your social media handles, now that all the social media shows on the front end, you would click on Social Media, you would click Add URL, and then you would paste in the entire URL here. So your Facebook or your Twitter, you can add all of those here. But what we want to focus on is audience and services. So this is the new one that we were referring to. So now we have all of those new audiences and all those new services. We want to make sure that all of you go in and look at the services that you've identified that you're providing, and if there's some new ones that we've added that you do offer, please make sure that you click that so people know that they can come to you to get those services. So I'm currently under Alcoholics Anonymous. Their referral in Illinois WorkNet. And the audiences selected are adult, domestic violence victim, homeless individual, immigrants, individual with a disability, laid-off worker, LGBTQ, mature worker, reentry, and veteran. So I think that's pretty inclusive and covers all the audiences. I don't think I need to update anything there. But if I did need to, I would just click the new audience I wanted to select. If you do select youth, a minimum age and a maximum age is required for youth. So I do want to make sure everyone is aware of that. If you select youth, an age range is required. And if you select adult, an age range is optional. So you can see that is here, but it's not required. It's just optional for adult. Now, if you scroll down right past the audience, we have our services. So you see here the button, Add Services. So the current ones I have selected for Alcoholics Anonymous is medical care, counseling, and substance abuse. So maybe I felt the need that I needed to add something new or just wanted to review the services that were in the system just to make sure I have everything covered. What I would want to do is click Add Services. You see I'm going to get this little pop-up, and this looks very similar to what it looked like when we were viewing the public side of the Service Finder. We have all the category listings, and then we can click Open any of these and click any of those services. So if you provide any of these services and you don't have them clicked, we want you to come in here and please update your sites so our customers that need to find you can find you. So for example, maybe I provide emergency needs for food or transitional housing. I would click that service, and what you want to do is click any of the services you provide, and then you scroll down. And the second part of this is selecting the counties that you offer these services in. Now the reason this update was made is because we have come to find that some people or locations might offer services to different counties. So for example, maybe you offer food services in one county and transportation services in 3 counties, for example. That's just one example of why we did this. So if that's the case, you provide food services in 1 county but transportation services in 3 counties, what you would want to do is you would select that you provide those food services under food and nutrition. You would select whichever option you provide. Then you would scroll down and you would select the county that you provide that in, and then you would click Save and Add More. So this gives you the ability to come back in and then select transportation in the different counties that you provide those in. I see a question came in from Jerome, and he says he handles both Will and Grundy County, but he works out of the Will County American Job Center. Is there a way to update both at the same time, or do I have to update each separately? If there are 2 different locations, you would update them separately. But if you're talking about, just the Will County American Job Center location in Illinois WorkNet, you can select more than 1 county. So if you provide, all of your services to Will and Grundy County, you would select all of your services, and then you can select multiple counties. So for example, you would select Will, and then you would select Grundy. So you can select more than 1 county at a time. You're not limited to only 1. I just wanted to provide an example of if you provided 1 service to 1 county, but then you provide another service to 2 other counties. So if you do provide all of your services to all the same locations, you would just do it all in one go. You would click all the services you provide, you would select all the counties you provide it to, and then you would click Save. You don't have to click Save and Add More. You would just click Save. So you have the ability to come in now and look at all these services, select all the ones that you provide. And we do have a listing of all of these in a Word document. If you're interested in the Word document, please email us. Lacey put that email address in, and we can provide that to you as well. Or you can just come into your location and review the listing here. And I'm going to go ahead and click Cancel on this one because I don't want to make any changes, obviously, because this is not a location that needs updated. Jerome, if you want, you can email info@, and we can get you access to your account. No problem at all. Now, if you need to edit a service that you previously had in the system, or you need to remove one, so you can see that we have listed counseling and substance abuse, maybe you no longer provide that service, you can see that there's a red X. So that allows you to remove a service. So maybe if you no longer provide that service, you can click that X, and then it's going to remove that, so you are identifying that you no longer provide that. Or if you maybe provide it to more counties now than you previously did and you need to edit that, you can click the Edit button, and it's going to bring up a little pop-up. Let me scroll up. And it allows you to add more counties. Now, since this is a referral, Alcoholics Anonymous as a statewide resource, this one is just in here statewide rather than counties specific. But, for example, in a different scenario, you might need to add or remove counties, so that's why that edit button is there. So this is the updates to the audiences and services. And so that's why we wanted to show you guys all of this, so you can come in here and make those updates. And while you're in here, if you want to see all of the information for your location, you can come to the Previews tab, and that's going to give you a preview of every single section for your location. And then if you do need to edit it, for example, you need to edit your organization type and funding, or your contacts, or your physical information, you can click that edit button, and it's going to take you right to that tab specifically, and you can make any changes you need to make right away. And then you can click Return to My Sites, and you're going to get your site list again. And again, you'll only see the sites that you are a contact on, so if you've been added as a contact, or if you're an LWIA coordinator or manager, you're going to see the LWIA-wide listing. Now, if you add someone as a contact who does not have an Illinois WorkNet account, and they create an Illinois WorkNet account, they have to use the exact same email address you used when you added them as a contact. So that's just a point of information for all of you. If you add someone as a contact for a location, and they create an Illinois WorkNet account, they need to use the same email address you used when you added them as a contact. That's just, again, a point of information for you. And if you all didn't know, you do have reports available. Right up here, you have My Sites and Reports. And so these are the reports available to you. And again, this is all for the sites that you have access to. So the site list, the site summary, contacts, social media, special programs, timeline, and due for review. These are only the ones you have access to. So for example, the LWIA coordinators and the LWIA managers, they're going to see the site-wide list and contacts and what ones are due for review. If you're on multiple sites, you'll see multiple listings. But if you're only on one, these reports might not be extremely helpful to you. But I did want to make sure that everyone was aware that these are available. If you click on one of them, it'll take you directly to that report, and you can view it and then export it to Excel. And then you can click the export button, and then you can open it or save it. And you can get back to My Sites via My Sites tab at the top. And so that was everything we wanted to cover with you today. I lied. I forgot I did want to cover the widget with you. And I do apologize. I know that I said the webinar was only going to be a half hour, so I appreciate everyone who's still on with us. So what I did was I scrolled down to the bottom of the Illinois WorkNet page, and this is our footer. So where it says About This Site, Communication, Workforce and Education Partner Pathway, this is the Illinois WorkNet footer. So under About This Site, we have a page called Embeddable Widgets. So if you click on that page, it's going to take you to our widgets page that has a listing of all of the widgets we have available. Now, a widget is, if you're not familiar with it, it's something that you can use on your website. So we have built it so it's configurable, so you can take a snippet of code, give it to the technical person in your office, and they can paste it onto your website. So customers that come to your website or visitors can see it on your page as well as ours. So on the left-hand column, you'll see about halfway down the Illinois WorkNet Service Finder. If you click on that, what you'll first get is an overview of what the Service Finder widget is, a sample of what it looks like. You'll see it looks exactly how it does on our website. And if you're interested in using it, you have a link to configure it. Now, the reason we give you that is because we know that most of you probably don't want to put a statewide widget on your website. You're probably going to want to put something on your website that's specific to your area. So what we give you the ability to do is provide it by city or zip code, county, or LWIA. So if you want to provide the service finder on your website by LWIA, you can click LWIA, and then the drop-down changes to let you select the LWIA you want. And then again, if you have the technical person in your office that would do this, they can do this. You would select the width you wanted on your page and the height. And you can see it just created this little snippet of code that your technical person would copy onto your page. And you can see down here, this is what it would look like. It auto-defaulted to LWIA 15 because that's what I selected. You can see there are 58 locations. And so this would go on a web page on your website. So any visitors or customers that come to your website would then be able to find a location that they could visit that could provide services to them. It can still do a search and use the filters and narrow down the results or even change it because it'll still work the same way it does on Illinois WorkNet. But you're defaulting them to your location already, so they're getting those results right away for your area. And if you only wanted to do city, you can change it back to city or zip code. If you wanted to maybe do Kewaunee, I use that one because I'm very familiar with it. And then again, your little code snippet changed, and now we see that we have 34 locations rather than the 50-something from our previous one. Our previous little snippet of code, I mean. So we just wanted to make sure that all of you guys were aware of our widgets and were using them as much as possible because we do maintain these. So if there are any changes that happen, we make the changes and they automatically occur wherever you're using the widgets. You do not have to do any work once it's on your website. So we have one for our job finder, our training programs, our career explorer, our article viewer, and our event calendar, and our related resources. So if this is something you're interested in, again, it's at the bottom in the footer under embeddable widgets, and you can access it at any time. And that was everything we wanted to cover with all of you. So again, thank you for joining us today. If you have any further questions, please feel free to put them in the chat or email us. We check that info at email daily, and we will either respond to you directly from there or forward it on to someone who will contact you or call you, depending on what it is you need assistance with. And again, thank you for joining us, and we hope that you really are happy with the updates, and please make sure to update your location in the Service Finder with all those new services we have. And everyone have a great day.